Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And welcome to KEPR Quick, your latest local news and weather commercial free in about 22 minutes or less. We're going to jump right over to weather, though, because Jefferson, things may be still kind of cloudy this morning, but all in all, it might be a bit of a drier day today.
A drier day today when compared to yesterday. There's still going to be a few isolated showers out there, but the weather in general today won't be a big concern. We will be mainly dry both today and tomorrow, as I just referenced. Now, rain chances are going to increase as we head into Sunday. But despite the precipitation that will be in the Pacific Northwest in general, and despite the time of year, we are going to be looking at minimal past travel concerns. Not too much snow over our mountains. In fact, we are going to be looking at snow levels that are going to be up around 7,000 feet or so. We will talk about all three of these weather headlines in more depth coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Grant County. A man is dead after a crash involving a trailer. State Patrol tells us 49-year-old Joshua Julian was killed when his vehicle crashed into a trailer being towed by someone pulling out of a driveway along State Route 28. This happened Thursday, just before 2 in the afternoon. The driver of the vehicle with the trailer is now facing a second-degree negligent driving charge. And another road accident in Yakima Wednesday night has left a 35-year-old pedestrian with life-threatening injuries. At around 5:45 p.m., Yakima first responders were dispatched to the intersection of East Lincoln and North Natchez Avenues after a vehicle versus pedestrian collision. An adult female was found laying in the street with a severe head injury and multiple broken bones. She was transported to MultiCare Memorial and then flown to Harborview Medical Center. According to police, the 23-year-old driver remained on scene and cooperated with the investigation. Neither speed or intoxicants appear to be factors in this case. One person is recovering in the hospital and another in custody after a pursuit that led to a wrong-way crash in Richland. According to state troopers, they first spotted the car speeding along State Route 240 near Steptoe at around 2:40 yesterday morning. But when troopers turned on their lights and sirens, that driver took off.
When he realized the vehicle went into Richland, it was coming up to a construction zone, so the trooper did terminate the pursuit. The vehicle continued in Richland and ended up back up on the highway, and we initiated the pursuit again. Unfortunately, that driver of the Hyundai Elantra decided to go wrong way momentarily on the highway, and he ended up crashing into a Ford Fiesta near the on-ramp of eastbound 182 near Queensgate.
Now, one person inside the Ford was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Troopers say the Hyundai was found to be stolen, adding the driver was booked for eluding and driving under the influence. He did have 4 passengers with him, and 2 of them were able to get away from police officers. Benton County Sheriff's deputies had to act quickly when a pickup truck with a wanted 17-year-old inside tried to flee from them. Now, deputies noticed the pickup truck parked in a secluded riverfront area near Pierrot Road in Findlay. Hiding in the back, a 17-year-old wanted for unlawful possession of a firearm. In the passenger seat, his 15-year-old sister. According to deputies, the wanted teen refused to get out of the truck, and then his sister jumped into the driver's seat and hit the gas. Deputies quickly stopped them from getting away and both now face several charges. They are currently being held in juvenile detention. An Ellensburg man awaiting trial for a gang-related murder is facing new charges for his alleged involvement in a robbery and assault on Halloween night 2023. The suspect is said to be involved in the surprise attack on a man who was walking through the park on Judge Ronald Road. Police were called after the victim went to a nearby home post-assault and asked for help. The victim told police his ex-girlfriend asked him to go for a walk in the park, and during that time, 2 masked men dressed in black clothing jumped out of the bushes and attacked him, taking his phone. Later, police obtained electronic messages between the suspect and others involved in the attack. The man's murder trial is set to begin on December 8th. Now, we also have a traffic alert for folks in Benton County this morning due to some dense fog and a medical issue. Take a look at this. Benton County Sheriff's deputies say a refrigerated truck full of apples rolled over in rural Benton County overnight. Cleanup is expected to last into the morning, but it happened in the area of South Plymouth Road and East Reese Road. It's best to avoid the intersection until it's clear, say officials. Deputies add the driver's medical issue, the fog, and drifting onto the soft shoulder caused the truck to roll over. Going to change gears to some health news this morning. Health leaders say a person in Washington state preliminary tested positive for bird flu, marking what could be the first human case in the U.S. since February. According to the State Department of Health, the patient is an older adult with underlying health conditions, though there's no word on where that person lives. Health leaders say they were hospitalized earlier this month after developing a fever and respiratory symptoms. They are still getting treatment. The investigation is underway to find the source of that infection, although the CDC does note the risk to the general public from bird flu is low. And sticking with some health news, MultiCare Memorial Hospital in Yakima is making changes to the Medicare Advantage Plans they will accept. Some organizations and community members expressing concerns. KIMA's Aiden Connor caught up with one who says she's frustrated with the hospital, and he heard from MultiCare about their plan moving forward.
With changes coming to Medicare plans offered at MultiCare Memorial Hospital, volunteer coordinator with the Yakima Valley Healthcare Defense Partnership, Christina Sarabia, says that issues with Medicare have been evident all along.
The Medicare Advantage policies were problematic to begin with, and they are proving to they're not profitable for some companies. So they got into the business because it was quick bucks, and now they're getting out of it. And so across the nation, Medicare Advantage policies are really kind of failing companies. And so companies are scrambling and they're making business decisions and changing.
She says that the way MultiCare has handled the situation has not been appropriate or effective.
In terms of MultiCare and how they're managing it, they could be doing a lot better. If we're going to be scoring them or giving them a letter grade, I'm thinking D-. They sent us a letter, but it was a very blasé, here's the policies we carry, see you next year, that kind of stuff. And the urgency of this was not communicated to seniors in a manner that was culturally appropriate or that was effective.
Sarabia says that MultiCare has not accurately displayed their policy options and that the changes could greatly affect seniors in particular.
Also on their website says, we have 5 different policies we accept. 3 of those companies do not serve Yakima. So it's unconscionable how they have been so blasé about this major change. Seniors need to pay attention and take care of this.
MultiCare provided me a statement in response to Sarabia's comments, saying, quote, MultiCare is committed to ensuring that no patient experiences a disruption in their care. Beginning in 2026, MultiCare will no longer participate in Medicare Advantage PPO plans and will focus on HMO plans, which allows us to better coordinate care within our network. This change helps us provide more consistent, high-quality care for our patients. He then says, quote, in Yakima County, MultiCare will continue to accept United Healthcare and Aetna Medicare Advantage HMO plans, as well as Regence's PPO plan. While some in the Valley fear that United Healthcare will not be a part of MultiCare's future, as it stands, United Healthcare will remain. Reporting for Action News, I'm Aiden Connor.
KIMA's Aiden Connor, thank you. Sticking in Yakima, following the failure of the city's Proposition 1 in last week's election, budget cuts are coming to the Yakima Parks Department. They were discussed during last night's council meeting, and KIMA's Ty Therian fills us in.
During last night's meeting, the parks revealed their proposed reductions of $1.4 million. They will achieve this by budget cuts by closing community centers and cutting back on park maintenance, according to Scott Schaefer, the City of Yakima Public Works Director.
The 16% reduction in park maintenance, that's going to disturb a lot of people because we're going to see a lot more graffiti and garbage in the parks. With Clean City being cut as part of the $3 million package, they're not going to be able to assist park staff as much. So you're going to see a lot of that at any given time. We're probably going to have to cut back on watering, even mowing. And as Craig even said, we're probably going to have to look at closing the bathrooms because the high maintenance of that, the vandalism that we're always having to tend with, and then we're not going to replace it with porta potties because that's just another expense that we're going to have to maintain.
The parks aren't the only concern for the council. There will also be reduced employment. Another way for the city to get under their budget is going to be through cutting back on employment at different resources throughout the community. This includes the Harmon Center, the Lions Pool, and maintenance workers throughout Yakima City as well. Scott Schaefer already knows how many positions will be lost. He went on to explain this during the meeting.
What that looks like is we're going to lose 31 positions. 23 of them are part-time, seasonal. We have 5 vacancies that we're going to be losing, and then 3 full-time positions.
They will also be looking into the possibility of closing beloved resource centers like the Harmon Center or the Lions Pool.
As we're looking at it right now, are you saying that the plan is to close the Harmon Center and to close the Lions Pool, or are you going to keep them open with reduced staff?
They will be closing.
The City Council will look into alternatives to closing down different centers. Reporting for KMA Action News, I'm Ty Therian.
Ty Therian, thank you. The City Council will be discussing that again in a public hearing on Tuesday, November 18th, for those who have more questions about the budget cuts. But the effects of the cuts affecting more than just the parks and resource centers, police and fire departments will also be making drastic budget cuts. The police department looks to cut $3 million. To achieve it, they'll have to lose at least 13 officer positions. As for the fire department's proposed reductions of $1.75 million, it means they'll have to close Station 92. Both the Yakima Police Chief Sean Boyle and the Fire Chief Aaron Markham spoke at yesterday's council meeting.
Where the effects will be felt will be we have to staff our patrol division. They're the men and women that drive the black and white police cars. They respond to 911 emergency calls, and when people call for help, they have to go. So where you're going to see reductions is some of your specialty units.
Why did we choose Station 92? Well, unfortunately, it's the least busy station. We provided you with some data that stated that it gets about 11% of the total call volume of the fire department in general.
Now, both the police and fire departments will be understaffed, and officials hope to change that in the future. Speaking of first responders, though, Tri-City's first responders are set to square off this weekend in an annual hockey game, all for a good cause. Firefighters and police are known to have a friendly rivalry, and it's all going down on the ice this Saturday before the Tri-City Americans game. Not only does the winner get bragging rights, but the game benefits the Fraternal Order of Police Memorial Fund and the Tri-City Chaplain Services.
So it's a really great time. If you love hockey, get out. If you want to support a good cause, get out. And then the great thing is your ticket to the game also gets you into the Tri-City Americans game after.
Puck drop is set for 4:05 p.m. That's before the Americans game. Tickets are $25 each, and the doors open at 3:40. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan to talk about what to expect today, tomorrow, even on into the weekend. Everyone's probably going to want to, well, not everyone, but folks are going to want to get out the door, maybe do some holiday shopping, maybe get out and see that Tri-City Americans game or the Police vs. Fire game. So do we have any big turbulence coming our way that could hinder plans this weekend?
Yeah, a number of high school football playoff games taking place in our region tomorrow, too. Now, what I will say is that tomorrow is going to be a pretty nice day. Even today is going to be a pretty nice day. We're going to start things off, though, with the Doppler radar imagery. Of course, this is the live radar at around 7 a.m. when we are recording this YouTube show. But as we take a look at the live radar imagery, you can see a few spotty showers being observed around eastern Washington and northeast Oregon. As we go through today, isolated showers are going to continue, but by the time we get to tomorrow, we will see primarily dry weather conditions in our viewing area before maybe a resurgence of rainfall on Sunday. We'll touch on all of that as we go through this weather segment. Now, for today, again, mostly dry weather conditions with just a few isolated showers. Temperatures today are also going to be quite nice. I would say in the Tri-Cities, highs today will likely reach the low 60s as opposed to the mid 60s, but still well above average. Anticipate upper 50s to low 60s in the Yakima Valley today, mid 50s coming for the Kittitas Valley, with upper 50s to low 60s for the Blue Mountain foothills. Now, in terms of wind, we are going to be looking at pockets of blustery wind both today and tomorrow. In the Tri-Cities, we could see wind today gusting up to 30 miles per hour, 30-mile-per-hour gusts possible in Pendleton too, with 25-mile-per-hour gusts in Walla Walla. On Saturday, the same places will continue to see breezy winds. Now, for both today and tomorrow, these winds are not going to be terribly strong by any metric, but again, you might notice some wind if you are going to be spending time outside. Now let's just talk about the weekend forecast in general. I already mentioned it that Saturday is going to be a fairly pleasant day with a mixture of clouds and sunshine and high temperatures on par with what we do see today. By Sunday, we are going to introduce showers back to the forecast, especially as we get towards the late afternoon hours on Sunday. Temperatures on Sunday will also be cooling back down to the 50s. So let's walk through that with the Storm Tracker Futurecast for today. Isolated showers possible in the viewing area. Tomorrow is going to be a dry day once we do get towards the afternoon hours. But then again, it is as we go into Sunday, especially by the time you get to the late afternoon, that we are going to see a big time resurgence of shower activity coming back to the inland northwest. Even as we go into Monday, there is still going to be some lingering showers around, especially for the Blue Mountain foothills. Now, in terms of Cascade snow, one more note I would like to make. It is November, so whenever we're talking about precipitation, I know if there's travel plans, people tend to be concerned about the mountain pass travel condition. Well, what I will say is that as we go through the weekend, snow levels are going to be quite high. I'm not going to totally rule out an inch or two of snow over any of our mountain passes, but in general, we're not going to see terrible travel weather at all. There's going to be a fair amount of rain, but we're not too worried about that white stuff. Now, we're going to be tracking the potential for a big cool down as we go through next week, but for the time being, that is the forecast through the weekend. And right now, I'm going to toss it back over to Dave.
Thanks, Jefferson. The holiday season is just about here. Christmas just 41 days away. Now, the city of Kennewick is launching their holiday campaign to promote businesses in the downtown area and shopping local. Keeper Stephanie Rivera tells us about it.
I'm here in downtown Kennewick where local businesses are partnering up to launch their holiday campaign. This will be bringing in thousands of dollars to the downtown area. Holiday season is right around the corner, which makes it a great time for some shopping. Downtown Kennewick is launching their holiday drawing this Saturday, November 15th, and will last until December 15th. In order to enter the drawing, all you have to do is spend $15 or more.
We say downtown Kennewick has heart. We are the heart of Kennewick, where its historic origins, but really there's just so much to love about downtown Kennewick, and it's our business owners that make it special. They go above and beyond every single day in their stores and for their community.
I talked to a few business owners in the area, and they say that the real story behind this campaign is local businesses are struggling as the prices in the economy has risen. They say they hope that this drawing will promote the downtown location during the busiest time of the year.
Definitely just hoping that people will come and shop small and support local for the holidays. I feel like there's a lot of small businesses right now that, you know, including ours, like even though we have such a big location, it might look like we're, you know, super successful. We're so lucky to still be here and be alive and be in business, but we have seen such a dramatic drop in foot traffic.
One of downtown Kennewick's newest project, Magnolia Studio, just opened up last month. It's a studio where there are local vendors selling different neat crafts and merchandise, along with a coffee shop and a beauty studio. This is their first time experiencing the holiday drawing, and they say they're excited.
I'm probably most excited for Small Business Saturday, because then people can come out and really see what's here and support the little guy and not the big box store, because this really is kind of the heart of things.
So the community here downtown, we just want people down here. Even if they don't buy, we just want people to acknowledge the fact that we're still here, that we're still willing to, you know, open even on days that big commercial or corporations are not open.
There will be several fun events downtown throughout the holiday season. The winner of the drawing will be announced December 18th.
Keeper Stephanie Rivera, thank you. More information on the holiday drawing can be found over on our website, keepertv.com. E-bikes continue to gain popularity, and their use in the Atomic City is also growing. So the regulations surrounding them have garnered some further attention. Keeper's Jake Stevenson tells us about e-bikes, the laws governing them, and how to safely enjoy one.
E-bike use continues to increase in Richland as more and more people are using them for leisure, exercise, and their morning commute. To investigate the e-bike boom, we headed to Greenie's Bike Shop in Richland.
Recently, in the past 5 years, we have seen an uptick in e-bike sales. People are enjoying them. What we always like to tell everybody is if you are doing about 15 to 20 miles on your regular bike, with that same energy from your body on an electric bike, you're able to do twice or almost 3 times the distance.
There are 3 styles of e-bikes. Class 1 e-bikes only have pedal assist up to 20 miles per hour, rather than full electric capabilities. Class 2 e-bikes have throttle assist and don't require any pedaling up to 20 miles an hour. And lastly, Class 3 e-bikes have pedal assist up to 28 miles per hour, but are also subject to additional Washington state laws. And if you use a Class 3 e-bike, you must have a speedometer. One of the most popular styles is a hybrid e-bike, which falls under Class 2.
This model has been very great for us. It's a hybrid e-bike, so you're able to get the workout, and then if you get too far out, you can use the throttle method to get back home if it's dinner time or whatever the case is for you.
If you are planning to use your e-bike on the streets, you will be subject to normal traffic laws as if you were a motorbike or other vehicle. But the City of Richland has additional laws governing e-bike use on park trails to ensure the safety of riders and pedestrians. In congested areas where other people are present on the trail, e-bikes have a speed limit of 8 miles per hour, but if the trail is clear, you can readily go up to 15 miles per hour.
Just be very cognizant that vehicles have a hard enough time seeing motorcycles, and bicycles are only smaller. I would prefer people wear bright clothing, if it's at night especially, wear something reflective so that the vehicles on the road can see you and it makes it a little safer for you.
E-bike use is only growing, and by understanding state and local laws as well as the differences between the types of cycles, we hope you can make the most of this new form of transportation. In Richland, I'm Action News reporter Jake Stevenson.
Jake Stevenson, thank you. Mid-Columbia Libraries wrapped up its Reads Literary Festival, and for their final day, they invited a New York Times bestselling author. The event had been going on since October and wrapped up yesterday with a visit from Shelby Van Pelt. She was talking about her latest book, Remarkably Bright Creatures, a story about an octopus who becomes friends with an aquarium employee. About healing through unexpected connection to overcome personal loss and grief, the adult fiction novel is also being adapted by Netflix after selling more than 2 million copies. And finally, last year, students at a local elementary school created some art using glass, glue, and their submissions were sent to an artist. From there, the artist assembled the bits and pieces created by those students, melted them together, and recently delivered the final product to the school. KMA's John Franklin shows us the new mural.
But there is a little piece of every kid within the mural itself.
And our kids got to make little glass pieces, and they were all fused together to make a big mural that represented the Yakima Valley for our school. So now it's up. So every kid got to make one item.
480 students worked together to create the glass mural that greets them every day when they walk into Summit View Elementary.
I'm a big believer in student-created art. I never want something that they take home to be something I made, something somebody else in the building made. And this, I feel like they take complete ownership in this, and that is why it feels really special to me.
When you look at the glass, you can see the Yakima Valley through the eyes of one of the school children.
My favorite part is definitely the kids just having created this for our school, but there are definitely some pieces of it that I think are indicative that it is, in fact, a student-made art piece.
I see the river, I see our apples and cherries, our orchards, there's the YMCA, there's soccer fields, baseball fields. All the things actually that our students enjoy about this valley are represented on here.
A multitude of different taco shops on here. We've got the Get Air is right here. The museum, there's, like I said, different taco shops all over the place. And I love that we put our eagles in here in a few different places to represent Summit View Elementary.
Not only do the students see the valley in the artwork, but they see themselves in it too.
I'm really proud of the way that our school puts so much importance on kids being seen within their own learning and their own school community.
They're pointing out to their friends what they did. It's not just a painting on the wall that they walk by every day. This is something they were involved in. They saw it from start to finish, and they love it.
KIMA's John Franklin, thank you. The project was orchestrated by Mezzolini Glass Studio on Bainbridge Island, but it started when the school was looking into possible art projects. The studio said they did a similar piece with about 15 students, and when the school asked if they could do it with nearly 500, as you can probably guess, they said yes. Thanks, John Franklin. And thank you for watching this episode of Keeper Quick. For more local news and weather, you can head over to our websites. That's Keeper and KIMATV.com, as well as our Facebook pages. But while you're here, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest mini newscasts Monday through Friday. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody.